Good morning and welcome to the day, to the video, to life. I really want to meal plan today. It's actually so funny because it was this time last year, last June, we decided to stop doing takeout. Not that I've been a whole year without takeout. I think this is gonna be a whole other separate chat. But we did go 5 months without takeout completely. It's such a drastic difference from where I was at before June last year. There was so much of it, and I'll probably save this for a longer chat, but so much of it was variety based in my head. I was like, but I want variety and I don't know how to cook a lot of stuff. That was my biggest excuse. I can't eat the same things, etc. And I swear, fixing that basically was I've only ate the same things the last year. And I don't know if it was just sort of this reset of almost that dopamine you get from variety and learning oh, you really don't need variety when a higher priority is simplicity because you are cooking all the time. I've been wanting to do big meal preps and doing all my lunches and stuff like that, but for some reason that's still really difficult for me. But I've found meal planning makes me really excited, and making sure I have all the ingredients for different meals and really making it an effort to learn a new meal or a few in a week, and then slowly, if I really like it, rotate it into this okay, that's my one of my normal meals. So then I have this rotation of even just 10 or 15 good lunches and dinners instead of 3 or 4. I literally, we've just been eating the same things, and I do really think it comes down to simplicity, and I would rather just eat the same things and eat at home now. But I don't know. I just want variety again. But I want to learn how to do the variety and get basically a little bit more creative with my food. The crows are upset about something. So I got all my cookbooks out. I actually really love using the Whole30. I don't do the Whole30, or that's not my diet. Creativity of the Whole30, how everything kind of, I don't know, there's just some unique combinations that you might not think of because you're leaving out gluten and stuff, carbs, anything. But I basically build my meals I think of a carb, a protein, and sometimes veggies, but at least a carb and a protein. So yeah, whatever I find interesting in the Whole30, I can just add rice or potatoes or bread or pasta if I have it. That's kind of what I'm gonna do, is just flip through these cookbooks and find anything that feels interesting just for this week that I feel like I could learn, and mark them down, mark the page, and then look at all my ingredients for my grocery order, and make sure I have everything, is basically the gist of it. So let's get to that.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me. Take me back, all the way back to them days. Running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. Daydreamer, kidnap me. Take me back, all the way back to them days. Daydreamer, kidnap me. Have me running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. Have me running around, dressed in a gown, barefoot.
The rise on this one with my new pan, like, oh, this is so hot, but that's so good. I mean, this rise is still perfectly fine, but wow. I love making bread. I've been really wanting to write more recipes down. I started this little journal maybe back in February, but it was just like a blank journal I had, but I thought the texture kind of looked like bread scores, and I've been getting really into like bread probably the last year. I guess maybe I learned a sandwich bread last June, but I just write down recipes in it so far, and I just have a few. I have the sandwich bread, a pizza dough, and a focaccia, which is like probably my top 3. But whenever I find a favorite new recipe that I do pretty much over and over, I'll write it down because, one, I typically do change things depending, and I'll just have that in my head like, oh yeah, last time I did this instead of this for the instructions. So I like to actually write that down because one day I'm gonna forget, or if I ever want to pass this recipe along to someone, you know. But I also really love these little cards. I have, just my mom had this, and all the cards were blank, sadly, kind of, because I'm like, I wish you would have gotten like, I don't know, maybe we can sift through some of my grandma's recipes or something, because my mom's probably watching this. Wish we had some family cookbook or something. But anyway, little tabs that have all, you can't see this, little tabs that have all the different sort of stuff for recipes. I don't know, it's just an old little thing, but I love it. And I have all these little blank recipe cards, so I want to start filling them in. And I don't know, they're all old and it's just cool to me. But anyway, a few reasons for the writing it down. One, like, I don't want to be on my phone all the time whenever I'm cooking and stuff, so it's kind of nice not to have to look up a recipe. Two, I don't know if this blogger who posted my new favorite roll recipe is ever just gonna like stop and take it down, or not get sponsored for some reason and take it down. Or like, I've done blogs, I've done podcasts, I've done different things that like ended up not resonating, and I stopped wanting to pay for the subscription to host it, because it just wasn't active or online for me anymore, and take it all down. So who's to say like someone else might not do that just because of their own thing, and then I've lost like one of my favorite recipes? Or I typically use Pinterest, so it's like blog recipes, but you know, some people do like Instagram or stuff. So like, I just want to have the things written down, and I don't want to be on my phone at dinner as often. So I'm just gonna write down this recent dinner roll recipe that I've found and made several times now and just absolutely love. I'm literally just writing recipe. I don't know. It's not that fancy, but I feel like sometimes you can forget little things like this, and it's just a way to sort of infuse a little whimsy. Like, I love grabbing my little sandwich bread recipe every time I want to make it, and just having it. I don't know. It's just nice. So and yeah, that's basically all. I It's not a big deal, but even just while I was writing the recipe from the blog, I noticed that like the bottom of the screen has these like video ads, a little video ad pop up, like videos that are just playing that your eyes are just trying their best to block out while you're just like trying to read a simple recipe. The fact that it's like the banner of like you can't escape it while you're trying to look at your screen, something on there is moving that you're like trying not to look at. So I'm really glad I wrote that one down, but I really want to get better about just writing down all these recipes that I'm learning. And I mean, I want to learn more recipes. I feel like the summertime, I always get into this more creative space with cooking, and I'm really excited for that. I can feel that like coming to me a little bit more. Write down your recipes, get a little recipe box if like that is fun for you, or just a little journal. It can be so simple, but I mean, even just getting plain index cards, they don't have to be like, this is for a recipe, you know. Just write down your ingredients and your steps. It's so simple. I found, or like I saw in the store, this older, it was like a cookbook from like the 1800s, or like just recipes, like not actually from there, but like, you know, inspired. And it was literally like 3 lines. It was like, the ingredients of whatever. And then it was like mix, bake. It was so simple, but because of that, every single page had like so many different things, and it would just be like, the next one would be like, well, add this if you want a different muffin. Add this. Like, I was like, man, we were getting so many recipes in the older books, and now we're having to sift through all these blog posts and like for one thing, you know, like we've just overcomplicated it. But I know the bloggers are getting paid for word count, and like, I don't know, it's so weird. But anyway, write down your recipes, simplify it, and now I'm just glad I won't have to have my phone when I go to cook these things. So I don't know, it seems so simple, but sometimes people, sometimes I just forget about these simple things that could help me with my goal of like being on my phone less, you know?